Good morning, everybody. This is what the Father said on the 16th of February. Today's March 14th. The word Gentile didn't just apply to the ones that are non-Jew. It also applied to the cut-off Jews in captivity in foreign lands. The world hell's not open to understanding up for you. The Lord made this known to me by watching two groups exchange scriptures. The session was between a black Hebrew and a mixed Christian. The Lord brought forth knowledge out of the mouth of the black Hebrew. After he was finished, I understood what had happened and why Isaiah wanted salvation sent to the Gentiles. The Hebrews were fallen because he scattered, was sinning and displeasing utmost hope and no other. For he disproved Brother Paul's constant quest to save the Gentiles. The whole time he was redeeming the lost sheep of Yahweh. Yahweh is only concerned for his people. I've been all over the scriptures the past 2 weeks. Yah forbids mistreatment of slaves from the 23rd chapter of Exodus to the 26th chapter. Yah has a lot to say in regards to slaves. If a slave is wounded, he is to go free. If a slave is killed during his captivity, the owner is to be condemned. The United States without excuse. The Lord will indeed visit the sins of America, who has hardened himself against Yahweh. He see all you've done. Bring it to mind daily how he shall repay you. For these acts committed against the heritage of Yahweh the Lord shall smite Esau, and residue shall be wiped away. The Lord Yah shall wipe the dishes clean, because that is all the owls are. But the handiwork of Yahweh he shall wipe away the reproach of Israel, and by great strength redeem us in our days of trouble. Who then shall reverse the mind of Yahweh, seeing he is determined to wipe away the Edomites? Listen, the Lord established all things, even not going and coming. Who then know the outcome of man's purpose? Only Yahweh knows, and the Lord reveals his counsel to his witnesses, who pleases him unceasingly. The Edomites say we want slaves, but they don't follow the laws of Yahweh as we do. For the heathen loves to live according to his imagination, instead of the precepts of Yahweh. The fools entangle themselves like babes in a womb, whose mothers' umbilical cords wrap around their necks. Yeah, the heathen is foolish, and I watch these merchants perform all manners of deceit and mischief for gain's sake. The people were overly conscious of money instead of utmost holy. They celebrated foolishness as made their dollar a high priority instead of Yahweh. They made folly of gain and substituted judgment for foolishness, having no knowledge, yes, slaves to their sins. Yet Yahweh gave us over to cruel rulers because our forefathers trespassed against him, and Israel's sins were great. So let it be understood, the heathen and Israel both sinned against Yahweh, no other. They did so for money's sake and want of all things. So the Lord overthrew them with a strong hand. Now the awakening is taking place. The world is beginning to see Yahweh means business. Wait and see who then shall redeem the broken, seeing none but the upright have striven to withstand the day of visitation, when the Lord send on the land pestilence, disease, drought, and famine. Who then shall escape? Only those who obey Yahweh, follow his precepts closely by fasting and studying. He said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of the Lord. Watch and see, for the Lord of God is our meat and drink, refreshing us from the inside out. Wait and see.